Snapchat was linked to the sale of fentanyl-laced pills that killed many young adults in over a dozen states. Will fall on residential rate payers, especially those who can least afford it, like here in rural communities. AAA suggests taking your car in for a routine maintenance before heading out on your trip is not only the best way to ensure you get there, but you get there safely. The investigation into Tina Peters' actions is ongoing, but the commissioners just want to focus on the election, not the disruptions. Several schools in the Valley are now offering a limited lunch menu. This means that some schools are not offering a hot lunch option due to extreme staffing shortages. One pill can kill. Well, thank you, Andrea, for joining us live in the studio. At home, if you would like to learn more about Andrea Thomas and her story with Ashley Romero, while FBI, state, and local criminal investigations into Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters' alleged voting machine security breaches continues, about 200 people gathered to support Peters today. At the festival, anyone attending can take part in many peach-themed events or enjoy a treat that's just peachy. The November election is underway in Mesa County, and voters have been casting their ballots all day long. Colorado sure is beautiful with the National Monument right here in our backyard, but that's not the only reason officials believe that our state is perfect to house a space center. Earlier today, I talked to a local living organ donor about what inspired her to save a life. The most destructive fire in Colorado history is contained in most but not all places tonight. The union representing thousands of City Market and King Soopers employees is set to strike against alleged unfair labor practices from parent company Kroger. Here on Fox 4 News, I've been following the back and forth negotiations, and today I looked into how a 3-week strike may impact the grocery industry and shoppers in the weeks ahead. But what you might not know is sitting next to me here, Jocelyn Stafford was actually a Santa helper a few years back, isn't that correct?
If you're going to be here early?
Yes, I definitely will be, and I'm excited for some of these cooler temperatures. I gotta admit, moving into the valley during the summer, it was so hot. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say 100,000 Americans died of drug overdoses last year, more than ever before. At the heart of the epidemic, the rising menace of fentanyl. I've been following the devastating new developments, including one tragic ending here in Grand Junction, and I will now show you what state and local officials are doing about it.
She had a very big light, she had a very big smile, and she made friends with everybody that crossed her path.
Ashley Romero once dreamed of becoming a forensic scientist. Instead, she took a counterfeit painkiller laced with the poison fentanyl and died at 32.
3 years ago, I didn't know what fentanyl was. My daughter didn't know what fentanyl was. And now I get calls every day from mothers all across the country that have lost young children to fentanyl.
Shortly after Ashley died, her mother, Andrea Thomas, started the Voices for Awareness Foundation.
There were several people that were affected and lost their lives from one dealer in our area.
Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl is lethal.
We call it a drug of mass destruction.
And it's not just killing addicts.
Fentanyl is killing first-time users.
To fight fentanyl, state and national agencies are beefing up enforcement.
These overdose deaths are directly caused by Mexican drug cartels.
Traces of fentanyl are showing up in drugs like marijuana, prescription Xanax, Oxycontin, heroin, and cocaine.
What we see today is about 15% of what's actually coming into the country.
Local prosecutors have seen a huge uptick in fentanyl cases.
I don't believe we've seen anything that parallels fentanyl in my time as a prosecutor in terms of its availability and lethality.
For teens, suppliers are as close as social media.
It's very important that we bring awareness to our community.
Warnings that came too late to save Ashley.
A speck of fentanyl can kill.
Still, Andrea hopes Ashley's story will make others refuse unsourced drugs that could kill them and their dreams. Deaths tied to specifically to fentanyl poisoning rose 50% from 2019 to 2020. Now drug enforcement agencies are urging state legislators to investigate fentanyl trafficking rings, disrupt supply chains, and warn the public.